Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're breaking down the very first year of SportsFuture, a project that's aiming to completely shake up the sports industry using Web3. Let's dive right in. So to really get why a project like this even needs to exist, we have to start with a huge question, one that's at the very heart of pro sports. When an athlete makes it big, who's actually cashing in? Think about it. The traditional system is this giant, tangled web of corporations, agencies, and sponsors. And while they all get their slice of the pie, it's often the athletes themselves who lose control over their own brand, their own future, and their financial destiny. But what if there was a totally different way to play the game? Well, that's exactly where SportsFuture comes in. They've got this bold vision to flip the script and put the power right back where it belongs, in the hands of the athletes. So what is SportsFuture? Launched back in early 2025, it's not your typical company. It's a decentralized movement, which just means no single person or group is in charge. It's all built on something called the Apertum blockchain. Think of it as a super secure and transparent public record book. And the main idea is actually pretty simple. Build a new system where athletes, clubs, and even the fans all have a real stake in the game. Okay, having a great vision is one thing, but how do you actually build it? How do you make it real? SportsFuture knew they needed a solid foundation, so they focused on 3 key pillars to get started. First up, they needed that secure, transparent base to build on, so they launched on the Apertum blockchain. Second, they knew this couldn't just be a digital thing. It needed real-world roots. So they started planning a whole network of local sports offices. And third, they got to work designing the House of Sports, which is going to be a digital hub full of career tools and mentorship for athletes. And this sports office idea, it's a total game changer. These aren't just some random chat rooms online. We're talking about real, localized hubs, some physical, some digital, each run by a dedicated sports officer. It's basically a decentralized support network designed to help athletes navigate everything from the complexities of Web3 to building their own personal brand. All right, so we've got the vision, we've got the foundation, but how did they turn all these big ideas into actual projects that people could get their hands on and get excited about? Well, their biggest and most visible project in that first year was this really innovative NFT collection. But this wasn't just about selling digital art, no way. This had a very clear, very powerful mission baked right into its DNA. Here's the breakdown of how it all worked. They released 57 completely unique, one-of-a-kind artworks from sports like Formula One and gymnastics. Each one was priced in their native token, APTM. But here's the kicker, the core mission. The money was going to fund scholarships for athletes. And as a cool little bonus, if you bought one, you also got an NFT that was basically your ticket into the new House of Sports platform. And this chart makes it crystal clear where every penny went. A full 50% of everything they raised went directly into those athlete scholarships. So you can see a direct line from community support to helping athletes. The other 50%, that got reinvested right back into the project to keep things growing. It's that transparent. But it wasn't just about that one big NFT drop. They were busy rolling out a bunch of other tools to get the community involved. For instance, they ran a simple solitaire event, which sounds like just fun and games, but it actually helped boost activity on the blockchain. They also built in tools for notifications and fair token drops, all designed to make the whole ecosystem easier and more valuable for everybody. Now, a vision this ambitious needs some serious tech to back it up. You can't just wish this stuff into existence. And this wasn't something SportsFuture was going to do all by themselves. This partnership was absolutely key. You had SportsFuture bringing the vision, the big mission, and the community engagement. Then you had the Sky development team, a whole separate crew of builders acting as the technical engine, the ones actually building the apps and the tools to make it all work. This let each team really nail what they're best at. And the Sky team, they totally delivered. They built the open plaza marketplace where the NFTs were sold, they created a utility token for the ecosystem, and they developed all these essential trading tools. You could say they were the ones who built the stadium so that SportsFutures could actually play the game. Okay, so after a full year of building, launching, and partnering, what did it all amount to? Let's take a look at the scorecard. Let's start with a number that's pretty hard to ignore, 17,900%. That was the peak growth of the ecosystem's own token, APTM. For a brand new project, a surge like that shows a huge, massive wave of early excitement and belief in what they were doing. But it wasn't just hype. the network was actually being used. We're talking an average of 11,000 transactions every single day. That's a crucial sign of a healthy, growing ecosystem. It shows that people were actively participating, not just speculating. And this number, 478, it just shows you the sheer scale of their ambition. They are not thinking small here. The plan is to have 478 of these sports offices all over the world, creating a truly global support system for athletes, from local heroes to international superstars. And beyond just the raw numbers, they built a really strong multi-layered community. You've got over 7,000 members on YouTube learning about the project, a core group of 25 angels pushing for transparency, and a global network of leaders called the Eagle Team. They built a real human foundation. And really, in their own words, they summed it up perfectly. They said the first year was all about laying unbreakable foundations. They don't see 2025 as the finish line. They see it as the launch pad for everything that's coming next. So if there's one thing to take away from our whole explainer today, it's this. SportsFuture's first year proved that when you combine a really powerful mission, like empowering athletes, with the right tech in a truly dedicated community, you can actually build a real alternative to the old way of doing things. It's not just a theory anymore. And that leaves us with one last really big thought. We've just seen what one team and one community can get done in just 12 months. It really makes you wonder, if this model continues to grow, what could the entire relationship between athletes, fans, and the sports industry look like in 10 years? The game is definitely changing.